Begin with breaking news from the state capitol. Governor Lamont signing legislation to legalize online gaming and sports betting here in our state. Thanks for joining us first at 4. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. The governor putting pen to paper this afternoon, signing that bill into law. The new law, which receives strong support from both sides of the aisle in the state House and Senate, will expand gambling here in Connecticut and allow things like sports betting, online gambling, and online fantasy sports.
Now, state leaders calling this a historic moment for the state. The new law is in agreement with both the Mohegan and Mashantucket Pequot tribes and the Connecticut Lottery Corporation. The Lamont administration and the tribes will now seek approval from the Bureau of Indian Affairs at the U.S. Department of Interior to amend the state's compact with the tribes. The Department of Interior must approve the changes to the compact before online gaming and sports betting can begin in Connecticut. Governor Lamont has been saying he is confident the state will be ready to begin offering sports betting at the start of the upcoming NFL season, which begins in September.